Today we are going to try out a build created by a fellow Necromancer Auroth. He made a video explaining this build in detail, so to watch that, don't forget to visit his channel. Now I will show you the build without delving too deeply into the details. For the skills we have Soulfire, Bone Armor, Corpse Lance, Common Skeletons and Wraith Form. Now let's check out the legendary items. For the headpiece we have Calls for Eyes. For the chest we have Flickering Warmth. For the shoulders Auroth is using Grave Dirt's Weight. And for the pants we have this Dash Essence for Wraith Form. For the main hand we have No Rest No Peace. Life Imbalance for the offhand. Stroke of Midnight for the additional main hand. And lastly for the additional offhand we are using the Prong. Usually I use the Explosion build when I do open world farm with Necromancer, which is really good and fast, but this is looking good too. The main thing about this build is you don't have to run into every single pack of mobs, you can just kill them with your range skills. But you might not be able to get that benefit on all of the farming locations, because most of them are just straight lines, so you have to run through a pack of mobs anyways. In those types of locations this build doesn't offer much, but in locations like Stormpoint, which is shown in Auroth's video, it is really good. And on the Auroth's build some of the essences are not doing much because there is not much useful stuff to use, since only other essences you can use buffs the primary attacks and you don't really need to use primary attacks. But I will still replace some of the essences just in case if you have to use primary attacks on some of the mobs. First thing I'm going to change is the shoulders essence, and with this one you get primary attack speed buff, and like I said it's not going to be used much but still good to have, and I will change life imbalance with Spite Feather, so if we have to use our primary attacks they are going to have a burn effect as well. Other than that, for the set items you can use 4-piece Banquet and 2-piece Urge or Izatar. Maybe using 4-piece Izatar and 2-piece Urge can be an option as well. Now let's see some gameplay with the build, and after that I will show you a modified version of this build with Corpse Explosion. And if you want to use the Corpse Explosion with this build, you can remove Corpse Lance and change the shoulders with this one, and the Stroke of Midnight with Cloudburst. It kinda removes the point of the build, but I really like the animation of Corpse Explosion, and if you want to use the regular Corpse Explosion build, I will leave a link to that in the description as well. And if you are going to play with this version of the build, definitely use at least 2 pieces of Izatar for your set items alongside 4 pieces of Banquet. And now let's see some gameplay with this version of the build, and after that we are gonna end the video.